Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Chatter in association.
Huh?
Hey,
But
what happened?
I thought you're wicket keeper, expert, natty dresser. This also leaves something for me to do.
What is it?
Okay, no.
Last 2 weeks I've been doing it with Michael One knows that Hari, I started it. No, it's best you do it. Let's
Okay,
go.
okay. Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Chatter in association with Cricbuzz 11, the fantasy gaming app from the house of Cricbuzz. I got it correct now?
On the money.
Nah, we're just having a little bit of fun. I'm happy to be back with DK on a day when we had some wonderful, engrossing cricket and 204 for six. I know at the end we're going to go fast forward, but just looking back very quickly at today, I thought Karun Nair has played an innings that's put him in the first test against the West Indies. I thought Sai Sudarshan did all the difficult work. Shubman Gill is one we'll talk about, but 204 for six, I think was an equal day. But I don't think India will be dissatisfied with what happened.
They shouldn't be because, in all fairness, given the conditions, the way it panned out for India, grey and overcast at the start, and the ball was doing plenty. I think England bowlers didn't bowl anywhere close to what they're good at, but still ended up picking up 6 wickets. That's the beauty of this pitch, actually, because the fact that it had enough for the fast bowlers, they were going all over the shop. But when you land the ball in the right area, there is enough to trouble any batter going around in the world of cricket, at least in this kind of pitch, in these conditions. So I think India will be happy. But the beauty about this series is, Harsha, you turn up day two, and by chance, if England are batting, suddenly the sun is out. And you're thinking, Yentra, what happened? Why so much sun suddenly? But that's the beauty, I guess.
Kani Repu, there is no sun. I am told there is like this only little bit.
Very good, very good. Then all is well. Every India will be very happy.
But he made a very valid point about the conditions because there was one point when, by the definition of high school statistics, which is the arithmetic mean, A plus B by 2, Josh Tongue bowled every ball on the middle stump because he was bowling wides down the leg side, bowling wides down the off side. On an average, he was bowling on the middle stump, and then he bowled two unplayable balls at that kind of surface. But we'll go there. We'll go there point by point. I thought India were playing themselves into a pretty decent position when Shubman Gill and Sai Sudarshan were batting. We've talked very often about how they know each other very well. It just slipped by that there have now been four runouts between them. The only four times that Gill has been run out, he's been run out with Sai Sudarshan. What happened on that run out? I mean, he is taking the pitch out of the equation. He's batting beautifully. And suddenly here we are sitting with our stats people trying to look at all the records. Will he go past 774? Will he go past 810? And he doesn't go halfway down the pitch.
Sometimes when you're very comfortable with a person that you've batted a lot with, you subconsciously do things that you generally wouldn't otherwise with other batters. I felt his relationship with Sai Sudarshan on the pitch is one such relationship where they have run so many singles, just tap and run. They've converted singles into duos. He almost feels he can call without calling. And I think that's what happened. The after effect of what they have done over a period of time, which is about 3 to 4 years of playing together for Gujarat Titans, they almost know what each one will do under pressure when the calling is slightly not there. But this one, I felt that run was non existent. You
Yeah.
can argue if you're actually watched both of them batting. I think Sai Sudarshan, in his defense, called quite early and straight away said no. But Shubman Gill had committed to the run a bit too much, and
Yeah,
that
I
meant
mean,
he couldn't go
I
back.
counted the number of strides, TK.
మీరెందుకు చేస్తున్నారు అదని ప్లీజ్ he is feeling so bad. They
No,
showed
no.
once he was saddened.
He was
He was
very
really
sad.
disappointed.
But I was thinking he's done everything right.
Correct.
He took six strides when he turned. By the time he took the sixth stride, the bowler was already there. And I remember that old Wasim Akram story about Inzama Mulak, where they decided that they would take a single, and Wasim ran, and Inzi looked up and said, Wasim bhai, aap idhar? Aap idhar kya kar rahe hain? They decided to take a single. So he was there, and by the time he turned, he was run out by four strides. So there was about, I think, about one third of a run.
There was no run, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think I believe so, in all fairness, that it wasn't a single because if it was a run that Gill felt had to be taken and didn't happen, his body language and reaction to him getting run out would have been different. He
Yes,
almost
agree.
went desolate, saying, "You know what? I think I made a
Yeah,
mistake here."
yeah.
That tells you that he realized his mistake soon enough, but a touch too late.
What that wicket did, though, was it moved the game little England's way. They were celebrating. You could see it on the field, and it brought Karun Nair in. Remember, Karun Nair had asked for one chance. He goes, two, he got three, he got a fourth. I was very happy that he got his chance, but I think he must consider himself very lucky as well. We'll talk about Karun Nair, but remember, before we do that, there's lots that you can do on the Cricbuzz 11 app too. Just download it. It costs only 1 rupee, and you can play all the games that are there, much like the games we
Yeah,
play. This
why?
young man and me, this young man.
In this dialogue, I have now no. In this scene, I have no dialogue. You brought me
అవుతుంది
in.
అలాగే
Was
అవుతుంది
also that? Oh,
కానీ
fine. Okay.
కానీ I was very, very happy today for Karun Nair. I just thought he'd been playing out of position all along because he's a number four all his life. And I actually was talking in our commentary with Pujara. From number four, is it easier to bat at five or is it easier to bat at three? And I think it's a no contest. It's easier to bat at five than to bat at three. And this was an opportunity, I thought, for him to come back at five. But he's only 52 now, but he is 52. His first half century since that 303. What do you like about his batting the most?
He's coming back after so long. And I genuinely felt bad for him when he didn't play the fourth test because every time he batted and he got a start, he looked the part. Now, there's suddenly one ball that happened which got his wicket, and then you thought, oh, 30s, he's gotten out.
Yeah.
The fact is that when you come to a place like England, it is not easy to start. And
Yeah.
every game he has started, he's looked solid, he's looked comfortable, which is the case with a lot of other Indian batters. But he made it count. Did he? Did he make it count? Rather, he didn't. And I almost thought, oh my God, here is another guy who, if India had gone back, he hadn't played this game, and the next series was against West Indies, there was a great chance that India would have probably left him out, which probably would have meant that we wouldn't have seen Karun Nair. But luckily, he got the opportunity on a tough pitch, on a day where it was swinging, and he brought his technique to the fore, all his experience to the fore, but most importantly, applied and was determined. And I enjoyed watching him bat. Today was not about playing good looking shots. Today was being out there,
Surviving.
cutting it out, leaving a lot of balls, and playing lesser shots than what you would on a flat pitch, which he actually did. He really found a way to dig deep internally more than what the pitch had to offer for the English bowlers. And I have a lot of time for players who do so well in domestic cricket, fight themselves into a squad, and I'm very happy to see him do so well.
You know, I haven't done chatter with DK for a while. I'd forgotten that he can say in one word what takes me three or four words to say. Like I would have said he was very lucky, but DK will say luckily. Everything comes in that one line. I'll tell you what else though about Karuna. I'll tell you why I said I think he was lucky to play. Did you see that Karun Nair coming into this side? Because most logic would have suggested that you stayed with the Jadeja, Washington Sundar, Shardul Thakur combo because there was so much green on the surface that you wanted that fourth seamer. My feeling was they didn't go with Shardul Thakur because it is made very, very clear that I don't think Shubman Gill has a lot of confidence in Shardul Thakur. Captains can have that, but I honestly I didn't see Karun Nair playing. My gut feel was that they might talk Jasprit Bumrah into playing given the amount of rest he has, but clearly the medical advice was no. Given that, I still thought they would play Shardul Thakur. Did you see Karun Nair coming? And what would you have done with Jasprit?
I think with Jasprit, I'd ask the question. It's his body. He knows it best. The workload that he's had in consultation with the doctor and the physio, I think it was their decision more than anything else. If he had said, I'm ready to play, don't worry about anything, put him in. There's nobody better in the world.
Yeah.
But if he says, you know what, I think my body needs a break, I think you need to respect it because he's someone, when he goes out on the park, he gives you everything, and that's what you want.
I think he's earned that trust. That's my gut feel is I think he's earned that trust because he's a match winner, he's won your games. I would have loved to have seen him there, but on Karun Nair?
So Karun Nair, I really felt this was a pitch Shardul Thakur could have played because a fourth medium pacer would make a lot of sense on a green pitch. But if you look at Shubman Gill and the style of captaincy, he is trusted even an Anshul Kamboj, who was a debutant, slightly more than a Shardul Thakur, which says he is not understanding how to get the best out of Shardul Thakur, and it happens. When you're a captain, you cannot always get the best out of every player. Certain players you'll be attracted to, you'll find a way to just get the best out of them, and you'll be thinking why that happened. And in fact, feel Nitish Kumar Reddy is one such player for Shubman Gill. He brought him on early at Lords.
Yes.
Even soon after the fast bowlers ball, he was the first change bowler. So he actually believes a lot more in Nitish Kumar Reddy than a Shardul, which is completely okay. And I understand where Shubman Gill and Gautam Gambhir have come from in taking this decision. And the only thing is, if all three fast bowlers bowl a spell and they're a bit tired and they go to spin pretty early and there's no one to back it up, that's when they'll feel, should we have had the fourth medium pacer? But I'm sure they have thought of it and said, you know what, we'll back the three pacers that we have. All they need to really want is Prasidh Krishna firing tomorrow. That's going to be very, very important and big for them.
Yeah, I could not agree more. And it'll be a big test for him. I mean, what if Prasidh Krishna comes and delivers a five, like Karun Nair's got a 50? It could well be the making of Prasidh Krishna. So, but that's still in the morrow. I want to talk about a couple of other things. Sometimes on this pitch, you suddenly get a spell where the ball does all kinds of things. So you've got Sai Sudarshan, he gets a virtually unplayable ball. Ravindra Jadeja, he gets a virtually unplayable ball. But Dhruv Jurel, I thought even those 19s and 20s, they played their part. But I'm so happy with how Washington has batted again. Tell me, has it ever happened to you that you've been pushed up the order, you've got 100, and Pula said, thank you very much, DK. Well played. Really appreciated what you did. Can you drop 3 numbers down the order?
I don't think it's as black and white as that. You also know it. When you play Karun Nair is a purest batter, you need to bat him at 5.
Jadeja has to bat at 6.
Jadeja's
So it came down to Jurel or Washington.
And come on, Jurel is a bona fide batter. He's got such good scores. He's got a 90 against the same England team. So I would definitely have the same batting order that happened. I won't even say bad luck. I think Washington will definitely understand. He started at 8, did well for them, went to 7, got the opportunity at 5, got 100. What this does do for Washington, Sundar, is from here on, they will not just look at him as a bowler, but they look at him as a proper all-rounder.
Yes.
With the bat, he is giving you, across conditions in the world, he is giving you effectiveness with the bat, which is exactly what you want in an all-rounder. I think Indian team will have a lot of time for him, and he has a bright, long career without a shadow of doubt. He's bowling quite nicely. He's batting out of his skin and bats so long, actually, every time he bats, irrespective of conditions. He is a superb cricketer for Team India to have across formats, I feel. We'll wait and see on the other ones. Let's not jump to conclusions. But for the moment, I think he's definitely put his name in the 11 consistently across any place they play Test cricket in.
This half-century partnership is so crucial if India have to come back and make it 2-2. Should India have got to 204? Did England bowl well enough? I'm not sure they did. I thought Gus Atkinson bowled really well and bowled the conditions well. He seems a very England kind of bowler, but I'm not sure the others did.
I feel the same.
Did they bowl too short?
I think England had a poor day. It's not short, actually. The lines were all over the place.
Yes.
They were actually touched 2 straight. Josh Tongue was
all over.
His radar was just not anywhere close to international standards. It's one of these days where he was just going down the leg, down the offside, but then bowling an absolute beauty, with which he got a couple of wickets. Gus Atkinson, standout bowler. His body is his issue. He's come back and he's looking good for the part. Chris Wokes, I think one of his off days on conditions like this, he could have easily been their best bowler. But again, what was nasty was towards the end of the day, he had a bad injury. You just got the feeling that it'd be very surprising if he took any further part in this test match with the ball or with the bat. And again, Jamie Overton, a choice that England wanted to make probably more because of his batting and the fact that he bowls 80 plus or 85 plus miles. But you could see his experience at bowling with the red ball is not as much as you would want in international cricket. He's almost coming and landing with the hope that something will happen. He doesn't know as he's running, and this is what I want to do, which is what international bowlers generally do.
I mean, if you're a bowler, there can be no crueler indictment by an expert than to say, I think he is hoping that something will happen rather than make it happen. But I could not agree more with you, because when play started, I was looking at the numbers. Chris Wokes, this was a Chris Wokes kind of pitch, but Chris Wokes in this series has taken 10 wickets at 52, and I think his batting average is nothing to write home about. You talked about Gus Atkinson. Jamie Overton's played one test in which he made 97 runs, but conceded his bowling average was 72. He took 445 or something like that. And Jamie Overton, yeah, he's there. But I mean, are you worried about him? So I thought while the conditions favored England, I thought they'd be disappointed that they didn't bowl India out today.
If they had a full fit firing attack, I think it was a day when India could have gotten all out in 60, 65 overs. If India were bowling, we'd expect them to get England all out under 65 overs, because it is that kind of pitch where, as a fast bowler, you get in and think, here's my 5-wicket haul if you bowl half decently, because all you needed to do was come and land it on a 6 somewhere around the off stump at a 6 meter to 8 meter mark. Wickets were there for you in plenty.
Something very interesting is happening with Yashasvi Jaiswal. He's getting out to bowlers bowling round the wicket, and sometimes it's almost as if he's not getting line. Is he missing the line? Is he missing the movement? Because he never got out bowling two bowlers around the wicket before.
So when it comes to Yashasvi Jaiswal, first thing, understanding his technique. He's someone who likes staying beside the line, likes to hit on the offside. So when you're staying beside the line, a lot of the times the ball coming back in generally tends to trouble you. So whatever bowlers tried, when the pitches didn't have enough in it around the wicket, because you got a full vision of the bowler when you stand around the wicket, he was able to dominate. Now in England, that's where the challenge is, because the ball swings and it's a very hard skill that bowlers find coming around the wicket to get the ball to come in and then move out. In England, because the conditions and the nice, hard, shiny ball that they have, this Duke's ball, after 10, 11 overs, they find a way to do that consistently. So in the first two tests, he managed it quite nicely because really flat wickets. But this pitch was a hard one. The fact is that the ball had enough in it and the pitch had enough in it right in front of his eyes around the 4 feet, around the fourth stump mark there. If you look at Yashasvi Jaiswal, his big strengths are cover drive and cut. Leg side comes to him as more of a reaction, but he could manufacture shots and play when it comes to the cut and the cover drive. He's very good at it. Even batters who would end up straight driving certain balls, he would almost go into out and play through the covers. Now that shot they've really restricted because the movement in the pitch, because he knows the outside edge is always an issue in England, and he's tried to play it close, covering the line of the ball. But today was the dismissal where a lot of beside the line players will have, which is as the ball comes back in, you don't know whether to play into the line or you want to leave it. So he was caught in two minds. His bat hit the pad
It's
and
incredible how
LBW.
much he missed it.
Exactly.
Incredible
So
how
that
much he
tells you
missed it.
that he is muddled in his head a little bit when bowlers go around, whether to play at it or leave it. That's when that happens. That doubt that is created as a bowler when you almost want the batsman to think the ball is coming in, but the ball could go out. So that actually troubled him.
It was one of those days where you yearn for days when you pick the line out of the bowler's hand, and that is the line you play with
You heard this term, Nausha. I'm sure you said it. Hit through the line. That hitting through the line is very hard on a pitch like this because of how much it moves after pitching. You almost have to wait a little more before you play the shot. So his commitment to his offside shots has reduced, and hence his effectiveness to a little bit of an extent.
Yeah, so hopefully there will be a second innings in this game. So hopefully Jaiswal can end the tour on a high.
For a young man who's on his first tour to England, and it's a 5 Test match series, 100 and 250 is a fair series.
Yes.
To expect him to have a Shubman Gill series or a KL Rahul series, KL Rahul's third trip this time.
Yes.
And I'm sure Yashasvi will be better for the run. I know as a young man, he's got a great future, and our expectations out of him is a lot more because every series he's gone, he's been successful, including the last Australian series. But the fact is that England could be a very tough place for an opener, and I think he's done fairly well for himself. It might not be his best tour, but one, he'll learn a lot, go back, change his technique a little bit to play here, but he'll be as effective as anyone else when he comes back.
It's very highly rated around the cricket world. I can tell you that. I mean, you go around here, there's just cricketers, former cricketers coming out of every door, and almost everybody rates Yashasvi Jaiswal. But what about India's selection? There's been a lot of talk about whether India should have played Kuldeep, whether India should have played the fourth seamer, whether India packing their side with batters. That is hotspot.
It's a great question that you ask.
But I've not asked it only yet.
Everything, selection, Kuldeep, Adi.
Has India's selection been defensive, Adi?
You repeat, Adi, first you asked, wohi pucha aapne tabhi, abhi bhi.
See, on my rundown, no producer has said, ask that. I had not asked in that many words.
You're teasing me. Okay. When I'm ready with the answer, you broke my flow. But anyway, seriously, on a serious note, what is Gautam Gambhir looking to do? He wants depth in batting. He feels to compete with England, he needs depth in batting. Now, it tried in Australia, it didn't work. But in England, in all fairness, on better pitches, it has worked for India. Because after the first two collapses, I think he got it that no, we need some batting, boss, no matter what happens. Now, speaking about Kuldeep, now this topic needs a lot of detailed understanding. I feel if Kuldeep had to play, the best chance was Manchester Test.
I thought that the moment you came here 2 days before the game, when you had to see the pitch from the gallery, 2.5 meters away. You had to see the pitch from 2.5 meters away because those small rubber pimple soles, they would have destroyed the pitch.
I don't understand. Problem with the oval curator outside people walking here and there. But the main thing, the landing is so wet and half his England bowlers are struggling.
But I agree with you. At any time, if Kuldeep had to play, was either the first test of the series or in Manchester. Akashdeep will swing his bat. Prasidh Krishna, Mohammad Siraj, whoever reaches the gate early will come out to bat. I think Siraj will come ahead of Prasidh Krishna. Now,
but there are more exciting things to look forward to, like
Yes.
day three, like day two, plenty more. But most importantly, if you want to play some exciting contests, all you need to do is download the Cricbuzz 11 app and pay 1 rupee, and you can play some exciting contests anytime you want. How's that?
You know, you should have anchored rather than kept wickets because you
I
would have been a very good
anchored
host.
while batting,
You
Harsha.
would have become a very good host.
I wish I can say that I anchored while batting. I was very bad at it, so I didn't even try anchoring. People anchored around me.
It's time.
No, 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 no. Don't say time.
No, I'm going.
Because in your life right now, there are two important times, lunchtime and tea time. You please tell me in those two times.
Desert time.
What?
I work for simple, no desert today.
Don't even say the simple, nice food they're giving us.
Depends on which box you are in. No, you
All
are working, you are
boxes.
working the affluent box.
All boxes, they are giving vegan chocolate cake. They are giving lemon meringue. They are giving apple tart. Maybe you're behaving like I'm just making it up
I will
right
tell
now.
you what my desert is. 1 minute. All this lemon meringue, I will show you my desert. Sir, this is my desert. Sweet caram coffee, peanut chicky is my desert.
See, that's because you're going down the healthy route. That is the
There
reason.
was something nice he said about me. There's still a game to be played. There's still day 2 to get to, and there's still time to put him in a little spot. Not the hot spot, the fast forward spot. 204. A lot of us have been thinking 275 is a very good score. Michael, who's not on Cricbuzz Chatter today, but with whom we were chatting before, said not less than 250. But if you can get to 270, 280, you've done very well. What should be in India's crosshairs when they start tomorrow morning?
I think it's pretty straightforward for India. It all depends on these two people. Whatever they can get is what India's score is. Add another 10, 12 beyond that, and I think that's all they'll be rolled out under. Unless someone plays an outstanding...
Just got a message from Mohammad Siraj saying, "Sir, DK sir क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि 10-12 हम तीनों मिला के करेंगे? मैं तो कितना बैटिंग करता हूँ."
जरूर मुझे belief बहुत है, but the fact is that the pitch has so much in it that tailenders will find it hard. But whoever is in when the other batter gets out among Karun and Washington can become extremely dangerous if they back themselves to play some proper T20 type cricket and play some very interesting shots. That will get India to a good score. But the fact is that whatever India needs to get has to be done by these two batters who are right now at the crease. After that, Bhagwan Bharose, as they say.
Yeah. The key, though, and we referred to that briefly early on, is will the conditions tomorrow be the same as conditions today? Tomorrow is forecast to be cloudy, intermittent rain. It starts to get much better from day 3. And so the feeling is that day 3 might be the best batting day for all that you know. For day 3 to be the best batting day, India must bat a while and get England out tomorrow. Is that asking for too much?
I think so. Chala, you're going...
No, but if the track is very good. 70. The track, when I say very good, the track remains like this.
So when you say day 3 will be the best batting day, it's because of the pitch or the conditions?
The conditions will get bright and sunny, and
the pitch will become better to bat on.
There's a feeling that it'll get pace as it goes along. Look, I don't understand pitches. I'm telling you what I've heard from the experts.
No, I think you're fair because it is obvious that the pitch will get better to bat on. But I was thinking you're saying day 3, the sun will be out, and because of that, it'll be
that could be a factor too, no?
Definitely. I mean, if that's what the weather app says, I haven't watched the weather app for the next 2 days. I try and take one step at a time.
I have a lot of respect for DK's opinions. I have a lot of respect for his views, but I cannot accept the fact that he does not know what the weather is.
No, I know the weather for tomorrow, Harsha, with my radar thing that I have.
Know every 10-minute intervals till the end of the game. You were making fun of Michael about the weather.
I was. Because every time he doesn't give weather, he gives a curse. He's when India are batting, it'll be great. When England are batting, it'll be sun. That's not weather reporting. I try and say what the weather reporting is or could be, which is grey and overcast at the start tomorrow and a bit of intermittent rain, like you said. Day after, I have not looked at because tomorrow only I'll get the premonition as to what that will be. Or I have to watch the app, which I haven't seen. But the fact is that tomorrow could be grey, overcast, a bit like Harsha sir's. That's a time to call up Harsha. I think everybody's had a tired day. It's a very long day, I think.
Thank you very much for joining us. on Cricbuzz Chatter. 204 for 6. I'm hoping Karun Nair can go on and make it big. Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill had little contributions. Gus Atkinson was the bowler of the day. I was expecting him to come back strongly and try and make dents into the rest of the Indian batting. So 19 overs, 2 for 31 is excellent, but he didn't get too much support. And we do not know how much more of a role Chris Wokes has in this game. He thinks that maybe he's done for the game. You hope not, because you never want to see things like that on a cricket ground, but that is what we greatly fear. So there you are. We'll be back with you tomorrow, where we will talk cricket. I'll try and get him to talk a little bit of cricket and be a little more differential to age. We'll do that tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching Cricbuzz Chatter, brought to you in association with Cricbuzz 11, the fantasy gaming app from the house of Cricbuzz. That is how you do it.
100 marks. That's why no one can take your job also.
Thanks. See you.